Hey everyone, we're going to take a look at Ryobi's new 6 amp hour battery. It's model number P193, and obviously this is going to give your tools more runtime, but it's also going to give you a boost in performance, especially for your brushless tools. So we're going to take a look at how much more power you can squeeze out of these 6 amp hour batteries than the older P108 4 amp hours. Alright, so here are the different form factors of battery that Ryobi makes. You got the slim pack over here. This has 5 18650 cells in it, wired up in series, which gives you 18 volts. The 4 amp hour has 2 sets of 5 for a total of 10 cells, and the 2 sets are wired in parallel, which lets you draw a little bit more current out of these cells and get more power than the slim packs. Now this big 6 amp hour battery is quite a bit bigger than the 4 amp hour. It's about a ½ inch taller, 3/8 of an inch wider, and it's 7 ounces heavier. It's 2 pounds 3/4 of an ounce. This one's 1 pound 9 3/4 ounces. The reason this one's bigger, it still has 2 sets of 18650 cells in it, but they're spaced out a little bit more for thermal heat dissipation, and it's got a bigger control board in it for talking to the brushless tools. Also, something you'll notice that's new on these batteries, you've got contacts right here, 2 electrical contacts that aren't on any of the older battery packs. And that allows it to talk to the brushless tools and run more efficiently and provide more power when the tool needs it. And one of the reasons it's wider is they've got a better release mechanism on here. It's actually a lot easier to use. It gives you a little bit more leverage than the old release mechanism on these. And you still got your battery fuel gauge right here with the LEDs. So when I talk about heat dissipation, the reason this one needs it is it's putting out more current than the 4 amp hour. So not only are you going to get a 50% boost in runtime, but you're going to be able to get more power out of this battery pack for the tools. That means your blade's going to stall less, so you're going to be able to cut quicker, things like that. So I'm going to test how much benefit this 6 amp hour battery gives you over the 4 amp. Now on paper, the 4 amp has cells in it that are rated to 15 amps discharge for current. So you could theoretically get 30 amps out of this because it's got 2 sets in parallel. This new battery is also rated for 15 amps nominal discharge rate with burst rates of up to 30 amps. So what I mean by burst rate is you can't keep discharging it at 30 amps or it's going to overheat, but it can supply that amount of current if you need it to. So if you get to a point where your blade's normally going to stall when you're using the 4 amp hour battery, this one can kick out extra current and keep it from stalling and give your tool more power. Now the downside of that is it can overheat. If this gets to 80 degrees C inside, it's going to cut off. So that's why they've spaced out the cells a little bit more to allow you to provide those bursts of power without it continuously overheating and shutting off. Still stalled out, but it's kicking it pretty hard. Holy cow, that makes this a new tool. We need to like pull the battery, put it back in, make it happy. Hey! go. Huge improvement in performance over the old 4 amp hour batteries. The only problem now is your tools can't keep up with it. This is going a lot similar, I think, to the 6 amp hour. Alright, so this saw had a huge improvement in performance using the 6 amp hour battery over the 4 amp hour battery. With the 6 amp hour battery, I was getting between 25 and 28 seconds for a cut, with maybe one stall in there when I was ripping that 2x material over an 8-foot length. With the 4 amp hour battery, I was actually stalling between 7 and 8 times each time, and it was taking me upwards of, one of them was 51 seconds, and one of them was 42 seconds. So anywhere from 60% to 100% faster with the 6 amp hour battery when I was ripping that 2x material. Now that was performance with a brushless tool. With the brushed P516 reciprocating saw, I really didn't see any performance boost with the 6 amp hour battery. Obviously you're going to get more runtime out of it, but each cut through that 2x10 was roughly 8 to 9 seconds each time, both with the 6 amp hour and the 4 amp hour. So you're not going to see as much of a performance boost, at least with reciprocating style tools, but also probably with some of the other brush tools, you're not going to get as much of a boost as you are with the brushless tools. Alright, let's talk price point. Ryobi released these at $120 for a 2-pack of the 6 amp hours versus a 2-pack of the 4 amp hours, which are currently $100. Sometimes you can catch them on sale as low as $80. That's very rare though. So, if you look at the $100 price point versus the $120 price point on these, you're getting a 50% bump in capacity for a 20% bump in price, which is a really great deal. You are getting a bigger, bulkier battery though, so for smaller tools like this blower, obviously it's going to be very noticeable on this. Not so much as noticeable on big power-hungry tools like a circular saw though. Charge time for this battery on the P117, that's the green charger, that's Ryobi's fast charger, is 2 hours. I checked at 2 hours, it wasn't quite done. At 2 hours 10 minutes it was done. That's significantly slower than other major power tool brands. Ryobi's fast charger is basically everyone else's basic charger. So I'd like to see, now that Ryobi's coming out with these bigger battery packs, a faster charger than their fast charger to be able to compensate for not having ridiculous charge times. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments section below. And once again, don't forget to subscribe for the latest tool news and reviews.